Could you talk a little bit about why your Navy Secretary was fired yesterday, sir?
He's a wonderful guy. I just put out a statement about him. He's a very good man. I really liked him, but he had some conflict with, not necessarily Pete, with some other, he's a hard charger, and he had some conflicts with some other people, mostly as to building and buying new ships. I'm very aggressive in the new shipbuilding, and somehow he just didn't get along with them. He's an excellent guy. I think he would have gotten along great with me. I didn't really deal with him too much, but he's I consider him to have done a very good job. I put out a nice statement about him. You got to get along, especially in the military. You got to get along, and some people liked him, some people didn't, and that's usually the truth about everything. But I found him to be a very good man, and I liked him a lot.
On the war with Iran, how long are you willing to wait until you get a unified response?
Don't rush me, Jeff. Guys like you want to say, oh, so we were in Vietnam like for 18 years. We were in Iraq for many, many years. We're in for I don't like to say World War II because that was a biggie, but we were 4.5, almost 5 years in World War II. We were in the Korean War for 7 years. I've been doing this for 6 weeks, and their military is totally defeated. They're outside of the little wise guy ships. I call them the wise guy ships, the little boats that they have running around with guns in them. We'll take them out too when we see them. But their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, all of their anti-aircraft machinery is gone. Maybe they loaded up a little bit during the 2-week hiatus, but we'll knock that out in about 1 day if they did. We've done an amazing job. Their leaders are gone. Their leaders are all gone. Part of the problem is that, that's why I can't really answer your question. They have all new leadership and they're fighting like cats and dogs for who's going to control. Because we've created a real mess for them, but they've created a mess for the world over the last 47 years. They've killed a lot of our people. When you see a soldier, a young person, or now an older person, but a person without legs or without arms or with a face that got blown to pieces, most likely it was from Iran. It was Soleimani who I killed. Soleimani loved the roadside bomb. He was an evil.
I think pound for pound, Soleimani has probably assassinated more roadside bombers than he has been responsible for roadside bombs. Like, the dude was a straight up ISIS annihilator, right? I mean, people say he was very ruthless in a lot of the actions in Syria and whatnot, but like, for the longest time, these dudes were working in tandem with the United States government to take out Al-Qaeda militancies, to take out and offer targets for America to strike. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't realize this, but like post 9/11, Iran was like, wait, what? We're a part of the axis of evil. The guys that did this to you, we hate. Those are our number one ops in the region. And then even after they sent their condolences for 9/11, even after that, America was like, no, you guys are our villains. You guys are our enemies, actually, in the story. They still turned around and were like, we'll still work with you guys because at the end of the day, you're fighting Al-Qaeda. We're fighting Al-Qaeda. What is this? What do you mean? Do not tell Hasan Piker you're Greek. He broke his arm? Oh, my God.
Genius. He was a brilliant general. Probably we wouldn't be as far advanced had I not taken him out. That was the beginning of it all. And then I ended the Obama horror show. The nuclear transaction that he made was horror. He gave him a road to the, you call it, I mean, what the deal that he did, the Iran nuclear deal, was so bad. It gave him a road to a nuclear weapon. And I will tell you, I deal with him. You cannot give Iran a nuclear weapon. This is all about a nuclear weapon. They cannot have the nuclear bomb, and they're not going to have the nuclear bomb. So we've taken out their military. We've hit about 75%.
Why is he obsessed with Soleimani? Because he, regardless of how, well, a couple of reasons. One, he's demented, and it's the last time his brain was capable of creating new memories, right? Because it was last term. Two, it is one of the most high-profile assassinations, and it came out of nowhere. It was a huge deal. It was a huge blow to the Iranian confidence. Soleimani was a very important figure for the IRGC, for the Iranian government. So it's almost as consequential as like assassinating the Ayatollah. And given the way that the Ayatollah was assassinated, this one was somewhat more, I wouldn't say it's more significant, but it was like it came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It was unexpected. Whereas like the Ayatollah one is, this is after the second perfidy attempt. Like it comes after October 7, when he killed Soleimani. Soleimani was in Iraq, and it kind of came out of nowhere.
Of our targets, we stopped a little early because they wanted to have some peace. And we have a blockade that's 100% effective, and they're getting no business. And as you know, they're not doing well economically, financially. They're not doing any business because of the blockade.
What? You got to stop playing defense for Iran, man. Iran's the reason my cousin got blown during his tour. Your cousin got a suck job, and you're over here complaining? What's the problem? What kind of tour did he go on? Like a musical band type situation? And then he got his penis sucked, and you're over here complaining? That's fucked, man. What do you want? Your cousin to go on a tour with the band and not get sucked? Doesn't make sense.
They want to make a deal.
Not exactly sure what Iran has to do with your cousin getting a blowjob during his travels, but
we have been speaking to them, but they don't even know who's leading the country. They're in turmoil. They're in turmoil. So we thought we'd give them a little chance to get some of their turmoil resolved. But, and
this is my favorite argument, by the way. It's like, oh, we're giving them a heads up. Like we're actually letting them deal with their internal strife, Who believes that? Like, if you had the upper hand right now, wouldn't you be striking extra hard?
I hope the fake news, people like you, I hope the fake news are going to be able to write about it accurately, because when you say, oh, they're fighting very well, they're not fighting well. They've been obliterated, Jeff, obliterated. 159 ships are in their Navy. You know how many ships are at the bottom of the sea, Jeff? 159. So, and if you read the New York Times, the failing New York Times, subscriptions are way down, as you know. That's because people don't believe the stuff anymore. If you watch...
What the fuck? All of these are about me. And half of them are on the Washington Examiner, which is a right-wing outlet. Oh my God. It's 6 pages of articles he wrote about me. Dude, why can't people be fucking normal, man? What the fuck? Why can't I have normal-ass haters, bro? Why do they have to become like... What happens when someone gets mad at me? They can't just be normal mad. They can't just be like, oh, I disagree with that take, but whatever, life goes on. They literally become a villain. Like they just dedicate their whole ass lives to this shit.
And then you'd think that they're doing well in the war. They're not doing well. They're getting absolutely decimated. Now, with all of that being said, we'll see what happens. They have a lot of... we have no pressure. It's only guys like you with a question like that about what's your time. We've been doing it for 5.5 weeks.
But sir,
Is your administration,
it's been
Mr. President?
8 weeks that the U.S. now has been involved with Iran. You had initially said it would be 4 to 6
Well,
weeks,
I
and it
hope
would be
that,
over.
but I also took a little break. I gave them a break. And remember this, I want to make the best deal. I could make a deal right now. Do you know that if I left right now, we had a tremendous success. It would take them 20 years to rebuild, but I don't want to do that. I want to have it everlasting. I want to have it where they never have a chance to get it. I mean, the way you asked that question, yeah, I did say it. I thought it would take 4 to 6 weeks, and I was right, because at the end of 6 weeks, at the end of 4 weeks, their military was decimated.
So are you saying
but
it's
now
over?
what I'm doing, I can't tell you that. I don't want to put that kind of a timetable on it, but it'll go pretty quickly. And we'll have the strait opened up. Now, right now, we have it closed. We have total control of the strait. And the fact that it's closed, they would have opened it up 3 days ago. They came to us and they said, we will agree to open the strait. And all my people were happy. Everybody was happy except me. I said, wait a minute, if we open the strait, that means they're going to make $500 million a day. I don't want them to make $500 million a day until they settle this thing. So I'm the one that kept it closed. We have total control of it. And it'll open when they make a deal or something else happens that's very positive.
But what do you say to the American public, excuse me, what do you say to the American people who question how much longer this will take? Obviously, you know that they are having higher...
You're such a disgrace. Did you hear what I just said? Vietnam. How many years was Vietnam?
I understand, sir, but
How
you
many
are
years
past
was
your
Vietnam?
6-week deadline. So
Well,
I'm
I
just
did my
wondering-
end.
I'm
I
just
took
wondering what you say to the American people
I
who are
took
wondering about
the
length
country
of
out
this
militarily in the first 4 weeks. I took it out militarily. Now all we're doing is sitting back and seeing what deal. And if they don't want to make a deal, then I'll finish it up militarily with the other 25% of the targets. We've hit 78% of the targets that we've wanted to hit. We've knocked out their manufacturing. We've knocked out their missile production. We've knocked out their drone production. We've knocked out everything. In some cases, when I say knocked it out, 70, 80, 90%. It's amazing what we've done. So I've done that within that period of time that I mentioned, but I don't want to rush myself, you know, because every story says, oh, Trump is under time pressure. I'm not, no. You know who's under time pressure? They are. Because if they don't get their oil moving, their whole oil infrastructure is going to explode. You know what that means? Because they have no place to store it. And because they have no place to store it, if they have to stop it, something happens that only Len can explain. Something happens underground that essentially renders it in very poor shape, and you never recover fully. You can recover 50, 60%, but you can never have it like it is right now. And they have a matter of days before that event takes place. So I'm not under any pressure whatsoever. We've never had so much ammunition. Our ships are loaded. I call them locked and loaded. They're locked and loaded. They're ready to go. We have much higher quality equipment than we did when we first started the war, and or the military operation, whatever you want to call it. And they're coming to us. The problem they have is they are very disorganized right now. Well, now yesterday, and I was very pleased with this, 8 young women were going to be executed yesterday afternoon at 6 o'clock. And I asked them, call it a favor or call it just a moral request that they not be executed. And they came back with an answer that they won't be executed. They're going to release, it was protesting. 8 beautiful young women, very young women. And the pictures in the paper. And it's been a story for a little while. And I saw that and I said, let's see if we can save them. And it was very nice what happened. So they're not going to be.
Will any of the journalists respond to him and say, hey, actually, we dug into the story and none of those women were slated to be executed. Many of them weren't even in jail or anything like that. And I think it was like some of them were supposed to be in some of them were supposed to be sentenced for a shorter period, like no executions whatsoever. The AI, the AI part of it is they're recreating it. They're recreating the women with AI, but from what I understand, it's real people. Like it's an AI rendition of, I think, real people.
What they're doing is, as you know, they're releasing 4 of them very shortly, and they're going to keep 4 of them in jail for a period of 1 month and release them, so they won't be executed. Yeah, please.
So if you're asking for more time to sort out
I'm
negotiations
not asking
with
you
Iran,
for more time. I'm not asking for them. No, it's not more time. I'm not asking anybody for more time.
if you need more time, does that mean Americans should
It is pretty wild that you can do like AI photos of like 8 random women and claim that they're about to be assassinated by the Iranian state and then have the president respond to that though. Like that is, just take a deep breath and think about how unbelievable that is, that this is where we're at. It's not dissimilar to what Joe Biden did when he was like, oh, I saw babies being lit on fire with kerosene, decapitated babies. Like that's where America is at right now. That our heads of state, 2 in a row now, are getting duped by shit they see on the fucking timeline. It makes it even crazier that Biden got to see all that on the timeline because I know his ass was not on Twitter, right? So someone showed him that shit. With Trump, at least, like, you know that he's scrolling Twitter, he's doing it on his own. It is unbelievable, though, that the last 2 presidents of both, at the behest of Israel and Israeli interests, have been duped by, like, clear fake news on the internet. It is, I don't know if it's boomers that like, or is it, I don't know if this is because of like how old our administration is. I don't know what it is, but I do know I don't like it. This is not how it's supposed to be, man. You got entire teams dedicated to intelligence briefings on a daily basis.
The ceasefire for 3 weeks that's already in place between Israel and Lebanon. Of course, it wouldn't have happened without the president's direct engagement. The fact that you have,
I mean, now they're talking about this ceasefire amidst this Lebanese reporter being assassinated by Israel is also extra fucked up. Let's see what happens during the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Also, Ozempic Vance, by the way. Look at Ozempic Vance.
Thank you very much, Sidney.
Thank you,
Clavicular called this guy a gay, R-worded fatso, and he changed he altered the trajectory of his life. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that the vice president, this kind of goes in line with the same thing that we were talking about earlier with Trump being like, oh, these are 8 women that are beautiful and must be released. Same shit here. J.D. Vance, not a boomer, is still so unbelievably insecure that he heard a 19-year-old on a fucking podcast go, oh, he's fat, he's subhuman, he's ugly. A 19-year-old who's famous for using hammers on his fucking face, by the way. That's the claim to fame for the guy that you know said he was J.D. Vance was subhuman, and J.D. Vance heard that and went, yeah, I am subhuman. I got to do something about how fat I am. My fat ass, chud ass, loser life.
60, 70 years in the making, and today is really a historical day. Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President, Secretary, and we're going to keep going, working for a peace that hopefully we'll get it as soon as possible.
Thank you. He's a very successful man. And when I asked him if he'd like to be ambassador to Lebanon, I said, could be a dangerous job. He said, well, I'm Lebanese. I was born in Lebanon, and your parents have a whole big history. He said, danger doesn't matter to me, really. It's something I want to do. He's very successful. He didn't need this. And I think it's probably more dangerous than you even thought, but you've done a fantastic job. So.
It is an honor for me to serve you, Mr. President, and then I'm going to go till the end.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Likewise, Mike Huckabee. We all know Mike. And he didn't need it either, did he? But he's doing a fantastic
People
job.
are talking about how Spider Cash is not in the room. Neither is Pete Hegseth, which leads me to believe that they're getting wasted right now.
Israel are neighbors, and they want to get along. They can get along. But it's like neighbors who have a rough little kid living in the neighborhood who keeps throwing rocks at everybody's window. And if the kid will quit throwing rocks, the neighbors can get along and start actually working together.
I guess the ceasefire announcement is that it's been extended for 3 weeks.
That is truly bringing the neighborhood back to a neighborhood and recognizing that the problem is not Lebanon, and the problem is not Israel. The problem is Hezbollah, the bad little kid throwing rocks. That's what the president is getting launched today, to get that little kid out of the neighborhood.
Thank you. Mr. Ambassador, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for your hospitality, for bringing Israel and Lebanon together here in the Oval Office. Israel wants peace with Lebanon, and Israel wants security for its citizens. And we're united with the Lebanese government in wanting to rid the country of this malign influence called Hezbollah. And now that, Mr. President, under your leadership, Iran has been so degraded, the possibility of degrading Hezbollah and liberating Lebanon from their occupation is real. So we hope that together under your leadership, we can formalize peace between Israel and Lebanon in the very near future. And we are just very thankful for the opportunity.
Well, thank you, and I look forward to having the next meeting with your great Prime Minister. He is. He's a wartime Prime Minister. With Bibi and with the President of Lebanon. It'll be fantastic. I think lots going to happen. Madam Ambassador.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Trump. Thank you for your leadership, for making sure to be presiding over this historic moment. I want to really say thank you to the United States under your leadership for all your effort to help and to support Lebanon. And I think with your help, with your support, we can make Lebanon great again. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you. I like that phrase.
I know. Sounds nice. No?
That's a good phrase.
I'm at GA.
Thank you very much. I think we will. Any questions? Yeah, please.
President Trump, actually Mushtaq from MTV Lebanon.
Yes.
First, thank you for having us in the White House for the year and a half. This is historical for our audience as well. We would like to ask you 2-3 questions. First question, the peace between Lebanon and Israel. Do you think it will happen this year?
I think it has a great chance. I mean, you know, they're friends about the same things and they're enemies on the same things, and it has to do with, I guess you could say, a couple of countries, but certainly it's, if you look at Hezbollah, that's where everybody seems to be united against them. So they are both very united in that way. Yeah, I think there's a very good chance of having peace. I think it should be an easy one. Relative to some of the things we're working on, it should be an easy one. But it's been so many years because nobody focused on it. But Lebanon was a great country. It was a beautiful country, smart people, very brilliant people, doctors, professors, economists, some of the smartest people on the planet. But it got torn apart by different factions and nothing having to do with them, outside factors. So I think it can be brought back pretty quickly.
And when do you think our President Netanyahu here at the White
I think we'll do it during this period of time, during the 3-week period, ideally. I mean, I'd like to suggest over the 3-week ceasefire. If you can do that. Well, we're here. We'll do it in the Oval Office.
And regarding Hezbollah, he's not to our government. He's doing whatever he wants. What do you say for Hezbollah?
Well, look, Israel has to, I mean, we're just talking about it. Israel is going to have to defend itself if they're shot at, and they will. I would never say that they can't. It would be nice if they wouldn't have to bother with that, but if something happens, they're going to have to defend themselves, as you know. But they're going to do it carefully, and they're going to be surgical as opposed to beyond surgical. And, you know, there's a lot they can do. But Israel is going to have to defend itself.
And regarding our Lebanese speaker, Nabil Berri reportedly told Prince Yazid bin Farhan that Lebanon will not move forward.
Nobody else is allowed to defend itself. Just Israel.
What is your reaction to that statement, and do you believe Saudi Arabia must play a role in a potential Lebanon-Israel peace process?
Well, Saudi Arabia is great, and they have a great leader. And I think that they'd be very happy with this. I haven't spoken to them, I will. This happened very quickly. But Saudi Arabia is going to be, they're great people, a great place, incredible place. I know it very well. But I know the leader very well, and he'd want to see something like this happen. He's a tremendous guy. Okay?
Sir, and make Lebanon great again. This is our slogan on MTV Lebanon. Make great again. And make
About what?
Lebanon great again. It's our slogan on MTV that all the Lebanese and our audience are
Make Lebanon great
Make
again.
Lebanon great again.
It's a good slogan. It worked for here. I think it's maybe the greatest political slogan in the history of the world, make America great again. But, you know, we're great now, so I will never say that we won't use that slogan, MAGA. But we have another one, America is back. Where's that hat? Does anybody have it? No, yeah, that's the old one, and then show them the new one. And we're never changing MAGA. I don't have the courage to change MAGA. Make America great again. But, you know, we're great now. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the most powerful country in the world by far. And we suffered years of abuse by people that were grossly incompetent, like Biden, like Obama. Obama was incompetent. He was a great divider. And we're a great country again. We're respected all over the world. That's why this happened so fast. I mean, it can happen fast. Thank you.
Sir, the funding that Hezbollah gets from Iran, is Iran going to have to cut that off to do a deal with you?
Yeah, they'll have to cut that.
That's a must for you.
Yeah, sure. That's a must, yeah.
Mr. President, apparently there was a Special Forces soldier who was involved in the capture of Venezuelan President Maduro, who was arrested by federal authorities today on suspicion of insider trading and betting on Polymarket. Are you concerned that federal employees are betting on these prediction markets and potentially getting rich?
Well, I don't know about it, but was he betting that they would get him?
Ask your son. Ask your ugly ass son, dumbass.
On his removal from office, that Maduro would be removed.
Well, that's
it sounds like
interesting.
he was involved in the operation.
That's like Pete Rose betting on his own team. It's a little like Pete Rose. Pete Rose, they kept him out of the Hall of Fame because he bet on his own team. Now, if he bet against his team, that would be no good, but he bet on his own team. I'll look into it, yeah.
There are also bets that are being placed as well on the Iran conflict, too, and there have been some trackings where people suspect that there's insider trading happening on these prediction markets around the war. Are you concerned about
Well, you know, the whole world, unfortunately, has become somewhat of a casino. And you look at what's going on.
Oh
all
my
over the
God,
world,
who did
in Europe,
that?
And every place they're doing these betting things. I was never much in favor
Who
of
did
it.
that?
I don't like it.
Your son.
conceptually,
Your
but,
son did that. Your son.
It is what it is. No, I think that I'm not happy with any of that stuff, but they have all these different sites. They have predictive markets. It's a crazy world. It's a much different world than it was. Please.
We talked about the Fed's renovation. Can someone other than the Justice Department find out the things you said you wanted to learn?
Well, could. I mean, look, it's pretty easy. When you look with Jerome Too Late Powell, I have a real problem because he should have been lowering interest rates a long time ago.
Oh, butt felt.
And despite that, we fought through it, and we have the greatest economy we've ever had. You take a look. I mean, I don't know what the market is today, but we've broken every record over the last few days. And this is during a military operation or a war, whatever you want to call it. It makes no difference as far as I'm concerned. But we have this unbelievable economy. The S&P has a new record. The Dow is right at a new record. We already broke the record with the Dow. People said it wouldn't happen in 4 years. They said in 4 years it won't be able to be possible to break 50,000, and we broke it with the Dow. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that we're breaking it constantly, even now, during this conflict. Because when we broke it, I called a lot of the people here. I called JD, I called Marco, I called Howard, I called Scott. I said, I hate to tell you, fellas, but we have to do a little bit of a detour. We have to go to Iran and make sure they don't have a nuclear weapon. We had just broken every financial record. And the amazing thing is we continued to break them even during the war. Now, fuel went up, but I thought it would have gone up much more. And a lot of ships are coming to the United States, and they're using the United States instead of the Hormuz Strait. Amazing things are happening. Our country is amazing. You know, we don't have an oil shortage. We drill, baby, drill. We are right now producing more oil than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Did you know that? More, and in about a year from now, we'll be doing double the level. And Venezuela's been fantastic. We have a great relationship with that country and with the people that are running the country. And we're taking in millions of barrels of oil, millions and millions from Venezuela. It's been a great experience, to be honest with you, and they're doing a very good job, and they have our backing. Okay?
Mr. President, you said that...
Can you just clarify again what exactly?
Here we go. Listen to this.
No.
Just clarify. Here we go. Here's his bomb.
What have the two sides agreed to here? 3 weeks ceasefire with the
3 weeks.
leaders coming?
Yeah, 3 weeks. And the leaders will most likely be coming here during that time. And I think when they do, that's a very historic meeting. They haven't met for many, many years, as I understand it.
Never.
They've never met. Think of that. They're next to each other. They're great people, and they've never met. This should be an easy one. Okay? Good question. Thank you.
The Lebanese law, we can't communicate with Israel. What we can do about this law? Like, if we talk with Israel, it will be a crime for us as Lebanese. And this is a question on behalf of...
How is it a crime? How?
And the Lebanese law, it's a crime. They put you in
Well,
jail.
I think we have to end that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something we're going to have to end. I'd never heard of that. But that's a good start. It's a crime to talk with Israel. Well, I'm pretty sure that that'll be ended very quickly. Okay? I'll make sure of that. And I know Lebanon doesn't want that. We'll end up... will you work on that, please, everybody? That's crazy.
The ship that was captured on Monday, you said there was a gift for the Iranians in it. What was that in that ship? One from China?
I won't say.
Yeah, well, we have, that's very top secret. Yeah, there's always stuff in there, but it's top secret. I'd like to let you know. That's a good question.
See?
That's one of those little questions.
I won't
Whoa, this is
say.
not good.
I won't say it. I can't say it. I won't.
You know that.
I won't say it to you.
What we've done.
Don't believe me. I won't say it.
Nobody gets through, and nobody wants to get through. Nobody's trying. The one tried. They shut out the engine, but nobody's trying. We have complete control. Now they can drop their mines in there and do all those stupid things. It's just going to take longer for them to make money because the mines are going to affect them much more than they're going to affect us.
Recognition that there aren't mines in the Strait of Hormuz, by the way.
It could be that they're not.
Interesting.
It's a very foolish thing to do. Just like for Iran to shoot at Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar, and Kuwait, Bahrain, all the different places they shot. Nobody expected that. They thought they'd shoot at Israel in all fairness, but you didn't expect they'd be shooting at numerous other countries. I think it was a big mistake. If they're putting mines down, it's a big mistake for them, I will say.
He won't say it because he has integrity. Buddy, ever heard of it?
No.
Yeah, Donald Trump, integrity.
I guess we do the same thing, don't we? With other countries. You know, it's like one of those things, but nothing that it wasn't earth-shaking. Yeah.
There's some reports today, sir, that you expect Vladimir Putin to be in Miami. Is that the case?
No, but if he came, it would be probably very helpful. You know, I've said a long time ago, when they made the G8, the G7, they threw Russia out before my time. That was Obama and a certain prime minister from a place called Canada, Trudeau. And I said, that's a stupid thing to do. And I was right. You know, I'd go to these meetings of the G7, and about 90% of the meeting was talking about Russia and what's going on with Russia. And I said, why'd you throw them out? You know, if they didn't throw them out, they would have been much better off, in my opinion. You know, it should have been the G8. But when they threw out President Putin, he was very offended by that. He was, you know, rightfully, but he was very offended by that. I venture to say you probably wouldn't be having these problems if you didn't throw him out. Okay?
So he's not coming to the G4 here?
Not that I know of, but...
Because there are senior administration officials being quoted in news reports this afternoon. The Russians are being invited to ministerial
Well, you're saying being invited as opposed to coming. I don't know of the invitation, but if he were invited...
Yes, he's covering the bruise on his hands
I'm
again.
of the opinion that you talk to everybody. I'm not one of these guys who say, oh, let's not talk to him. You know, there's a war going on. Let's not talk to him. I like talking to everybody. If you're a smart person, if you have control over your emotions and all the other things you need control of, I'm somebody that believes in talking. I don't know of that. I don't know that he's coming. I doubt he'd come, to be honest with you. I sort of doubt he'd come. But we're working on trying to get that one solved. That would be number 9. I've ended 8 wars. And that one is, but they continue to fight. The hatred between him and President Zelensky is extraordinary, I can tell you.
Could I ask you a FIFA question, sir? What do you think of this idea?
What?
I don't think about it too much.
Oh my God.
That's an interesting...
They're talking about fucking replacing Iran at FIFA
You know what?
in the World Cup.
Let me give that a little thought. That's a very...
I
Is that what they're
can't.
doing?
These
They're thinking about
institutions, man. These fucking institutions they're such
Marco,
dog
could you make a
shit.
statement on that, please? What do you think?
They're
of?
such
Yeah,
cucks.
Nothing from the U.S. has told them they can't come. I mean, the problem with Iran, it would be not their athletes. It would be some of the other people that would want to bring with them, some of whom have ties to the IRGC. We may not be able to let them in, but not the athletes themselves. But no one's, I don't know where that's coming from, other than speculation that Iran may decide not to come, and then Italy would fill their spot. But if they decide not to come on their own, it's because they decided not to come. What they can't bring is a bunch of IRGC terrorists into our country and pretend that they're, you know, journalists and athletic trainers.
Italy declined.
Sir, is the government going
We
to
would
buy-
not want to affect the athletes.
Is the government going to buy a stake?
Unless they're scoring too many
So,
goals, at which
Spirit
point I'm gonna think you're the Ayatollah. I'm gonna put you in jail. Don't score too many goals,
They were
Iran.
going to merge with
Otherwise, we say you're an IRGC general.
a number of years ago, and Barack Hussein Obama decided it was a bad idea. How did that work out? It's bad for both of them. That would have been a natural merger. Not United and American, but Spirit and the other. We're looking at helping them. We have 18,000 people that live in this country that are great people and great employees, and we're thinking about doing it, helping them out, and meaning bailing them out or buying it. I think we just buy it. We'd be getting it virtually debt-free. They have some good aircraft, they have good assets, and when the price of oil goes down, we'll sell it for a profit. I'd love to be able to save those jobs. I'd love to be able to save an airline. I like having a lot of airlines, so it's competitive.
I like having a lot
So
of
we are
airlines.
looking at Spirit. It's in a bankruptcy. It's in bankruptcy court, and we're looking if we could get it for the right price. I'd do it to save the jobs, and we have somebody that wants to run it, do a good job, smart person, and if they run it properly, and if prices come down, all of a sudden it's a valuable asset.
Mr. President,
And they have some very good slots too, which are pretty valuable.
You will visit Lebanon, visit Ambassador Isa to the the UK, U.S. embassy. Are you going to plan to launch it or attend it for the opening?
You want to answer that?
Well, we're working on it. It's not done yet, but once it's done, I will ask the president to come and cut the ribbon.
We'd love to have you, Mr. President.
I have no objection to that. Go ahead, please.
In the UK today, they've just announced a total of $1.3 billion in returns from digital service tax, which you in the past have called an unfair tax on American companies, you know very well. You previously called for investigations, but so far as we can tell, there has been none. Would you call
So what tax is this?
a digital service tax? Is the kind of nicknamed it a tech tax or big tech tax that kind of.
You mean they're going to put a tax on basically American companies?
It's already there, sir.
Did you say the UK?
Yes, sir, and they made $1.3 billion last year. So is that something you would kind of investigate, call for it to be scrapped, have a look at?
We don't like it when they target American companies, because basically you're talking about our great American companies. And whether we like those companies or don't like them, they're American companies. They're the top companies in the world. And we've been looking at it. UK did it, a couple of other people did it. They think they're going to make an easy buck. That's why they've all taken advantage of our country. They don't take advantage of it. No, we've been looking at it, and we can meet that very easily by just putting a big tariff on the UK, so they better be careful. If they don't drop the tax, we'll probably put a big tariff on the UK.
Or they expect 5%, 10%, something similar?
Whatever, I mean, more than what they're getting. They shouldn't be doing that. All that's doing is really targeting great companies, but they're our companies. It's like us targeting their companies, which we could do very easily. But you don't have big companies like that. You don't have those great companies. Not fair.
Because
I have
he
an
steals
obligation